98.9 Northwest FM, you're on CarTorque with Matty J. Joining the studio with Rob and Harley. How you going, guys?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Not bad. This is your guys' second time on the show, which is which is good. It means you must have liked the show enough to come back a second time.
Scary.
A little bit scary. So last week we talked about like the Mustang with its 2-star rating.
Heard.
And you guys are about to get your Mustang.
Finally, well, eventually they've actually set a date, so it's about to go on a ship after 12, 14 months.
Yeah, 14 months, something like that.
So we should get it in late March.
Late March. Well, it's it's almost here, which is a good sign. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about what car you'd buy as a daily, as a race car, and as just a bit of a fun exotic, which we'll be talking about a bit later down the track. We're starting a bit late tonight, so we're going to jump into our first song. It is a bit car related. This one's from the latest Forza Horizon 3, their car pack. The song is called "Listening" by Cages. So here it is. Okay, the ad can seem to continue. That was Cages with their song "Listening." You're back on 98.9 Northwest FM. This is CarTorque with Matty J. Send us a text on 044777 989. That's 044777 989. Give us a shout out, or if you've got anything to say on the topics we're talking about tonight. So last week, as you guys heard, we were talking about the Mustang and its 2-star safety rating. You guys are getting yours very shortly. Now, I know from here in the States, the Mustang is quite different.
It is.
More than people realise. So in the States, one of our listeners at home, and in America, he's like, their one comes with all the other tech, like the lane departure warning and stuff like that. We don't get that here in the Mustang, do we?
No, we don't. No, and even a heads-up display. I'm not sure if it's a full heads-up display or a partial heads-up display. It doesn't come with the car either.
It's like a tachometer, yeah. So on the GT350.
Instruments in the console in the centre, instrument gauges. We don't get that feature here. Air vents in the bonnets, all these other little bits and pieces that you can have as an option over there. You don't get here. So very limited. Very limited.
I was on Ford's website a couple of days ago, and I was building my own Mustang. There isn't much you can put on them here. Like I know in the States you can do pretty much anything you want to, and then here it's pretty limited.
It is, and I believe that list is or will grow as the dealers start to roll out the cars and there's more out there and there's a larger demand. So you'll be able to buy suspension kits, and a lot of the dealers are already starting to supply suspension kits and other accessories that Ford may not necessarily ratify.
Yep.
But there are the auto dealers supplying parts.
Because I know Herod with Mustang Motorsport. I think they got the rights to import all like a lot of Mustang performance stuff. I'm pretty sure it was Herod. I was checking before.
There's Mustang Motorsport, who are the big ones who authorise Shelby.
Yep.
Mod shop. So they supply all the different types of superchargers, suspension kits, and exhaust systems and so on. So. As a matter of fact, a friend of mine just laid down about $30,000 for all his bits and pieces on his Mustang. So that should be nice.
It'll be a really nice car once it's done. But anyway, back to the topic. So your car is, let's say, theoretically just over a month away.
That's right.
Having seen the result of the Mustang we get here in the crash tests, has that deterred you from buying it? And would you reconsider? The bigger question is, would you reconsider it now if you knew that was the result?
No, not really. It's more of the hype of owning a Mustang and driving a Mustang, and I don't intend to crash it.
You hope not.
I hope not. But in saying that, I believe the car is a sound chassis. It's more the electronic gizmos and other passive safety devices within the vehicle that they don't supply, which they should be. They can supply it in a Mondeo. Why can't Ford supply it in a Mustang?
Exactly right. And
so, yeah.
And I think that's the big gripe most people are having with it, that it's on pretty much all the other Ford products.
That's right.
And it's just, for example, in Australia we don't get it in the Mustang, and it's really it's a cheap way of doing it, especially with the demand this high. You'd think that if you don't want to skimp on safety, so if that meant making the car a few more $1,000s, by putting that extra bit of tech in there, I'm sure people would have still paid if the hype's there.
Definitely. And, you know, what's the price on safety? You know, an extra couple of $1,000.
No, I'd fork it out.
Yeah, especially adaptive cruise control and things like that. How great would that be, you know, coming out standard on a car, where a lot of cars do have it at standard now. At standard
at a price point of 20 grand as well. Like,
exactly.
You'd be surprised what cars come out today, like, you know, and you consider them cheap compared to a Mustang, and they've got all this tech, you know. And
exactly. Again, it's all hype, and Ford, I think, are playing on that, and we're buying them. Hey.
Well, so. It's, you know, what can you say? You're still getting the Mustang.
Yep.
But like, you know, I thought I'd get you guys in just to ask that question, because, you know, it's from reading on a lot of the forums, a lot of people like you know, on the Facebook pages and stuff, people are saying, I've actually reconsidered my purchase because this is like, you know, this is disappointing to me, or people like you that say, hasn't phased me. A bit annoying that it's not there.
It is, yeah.
You know, and you feel kind of a bit ripped from as a customer.
Pretty much, definitely ripped.
I think that's the main gripe a lot of people are having. Like they're not worried about the car because structurally it is a sound car, but in terms of tech, you know, where, you know, like you're right, adaptive cruise and lane departure. I mean, lane departure warning. Come on, that should just be there.
Exactly. Exactly.
Which it's disappointing.
I've got Apple iPlay. Apple iPlay?
CarPlay.
CarPlay.
Yeah.
So I've got that in it. So I can play around with my gizmos while I'm driving. So
you've got Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
You've got Wi-Fi, so you can connect to the person's phone and in the car next to you, and steal their data, which should always be good. But see, that's where the adaptive cruise would come in, because you can just follow them behind and just maintain a safe distance.
That'd be good.
But yeah, look, it's not as bad as I saw a guy driving a Tesla sleep at the wheel.
Wow.
Like not here in you know, like I saw a picture of it, and it's like guy winning at life sleeping in Tesla with autopilot on.
Amazing. Well, Harley's friend's got a Mercedes with adaptive cruise control and lane assist, hasn't it?
Yeah.
And he tends to drive it.
Oh, my boss, yeah, it's my boss's car, and he drives it like basically lets me
like
home for him. Yeah.
So
it's like a self-driving car.
That's
really. Yeah. Already.
That's nice. I think my friend Tyrone, he bought a brand new 2016 Wild Track, and it's a nice car. Like I think he picked it up in late December, and it's the latest tech one, and it's got like lane departure warning, but it's also got, you know, if you're darting in it, it knows where the lanes are and it brings it back in.
Exactly, fantastic.
I mean,
isn't it?
it's you know, and it's at a price point.
Thailand built Ranger.
Yeah, it's built in Thailand. Yeah, and it's not built in the States. So
amazing. Come on, Ford.
Come on, Ford.
But it was engineered in Australia.
Yeah, well, it was engineered. That's exactly right. See, if Ford would have kept the Aussie manufacturing here and stuff.
But then again, the last Falcon never had.
It didn't have any of that tech either. Put it that way. Yeah.
Should have.
It definitely should have, considering the VF Commodore had it all. So, but I think the FGX was just like a last ditch effort, just to hush up the Falcon fans. But that's not the biggest gripe you have with your Mustang, is it?
No, not at all.
So, a little story goes that you put one of the options that was available of painting your roof. So tell the good people what's happening with
my
that.
son's been bagging me ever since I ordered it with the black roof. For some reason, it takes 2 months to paint a roof black.
Yeah.
So car was built back in November, but then October, and it's sat in the flat rock plant for about 2 months, waiting for the roof to be painted. While all these other cars are being made and being shipped to Australia, everyone's received a delivery of their vehicles
pre-Christmas,
before Christmas, and mine's still sitting at Flat Rock.
Yeah.
You know, and Ford tell me to speak to a dealer. The dealer says speak to Ford. Everyone's giving me the run around. Gets pretty frustrating. And if it wasn't for Harley to actually get on the Mustang forum and talk to other owners and sort of get an idea of how to track and trace your vehicle on the shipping, we wouldn't know where it was. So thank you for not helping me, Ford and Ford dealerships.
Yeah. So how did you manage to do that, Harley? Like, because like Ford are pretty hush hush about like when their delivery times are.
So basically, from the forum, they've got like a few different ways to go about it. As soon as you get your VIN number, so we didn't have a VIN number. That was the main problem.
Yeah.
Once we got the VIN number, then I was able to track the vehicle.
Okay.
So from the Ford US website, just basically tracking your VIN number, it tells you like when your car was built, so when it was ordered, when it was built, when it was awaiting shipping, and then that's how when I found out it was been sitting there for 2 months before it was. When
Ford Australia finally gave you that your VIN number.
So yeah,
after a lot of
time. So the car, they should be able to give us our VIN number in about It should be like in September. They should be like able to give us the VIN number.
Yeah.
We didn't get till basically the last week of December.
Well, there you go.
It's not the dealer. The dealer couldn't provide it, and basically Ford Australia by Facebook couldn't provide it. We actually had to make a few phone calls to Ford Australia to get the VIN number.
There you go. So from getting the VIN number, you went on to the American
Ford website, yes.
website, yeah, and you chucked it in there.
Yeah, you can track it.
And it says it is sitting at Flat Rock Plant.
Yep, and you get the window sticker, the build sticker.
Oh, they show
You
you.
download it as a PDF.
Oh right,
Yep.
cool, yeah.
Like the window sticker.
Yep.
So anyway, and so that no one could give us a straight answer. It just takes 2 months to paint your roof black.
Yeah.
So anyway, finally they put it on the train. We could track it on the train. We knew when it got to Baltimore
Yep.
at the docks, and then we just waited until they allocated it to a ship, so you can actually see when they allocate it.
That's been 5 weeks now. Got there on the 2nd of Jan 2017, and basically it's leaving Baltimore on the 9th of Feb.
Okay, so how long would it take to get here then? On the ship?
33 days.
33 days.
Around that. So about the 13th of March we'll get here.
Yeah, so what I suggest to anyone who's going to buy a Mustang with a black roof, ask how long it takes to paint the roof black and hold them to it.
Yeah, yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah, that's...
Good luck.
It's-
So I should have got it just straight white and got it wrapped here or painted the roof over here. In hindsight, it's all good, and I probably should have ordered it a month earlier.
Yeah.
And then it would have come with the earlier shipment and might have actually
Might have
caught
had
the
it by
right
now.
ship.
Yeah.
And then Harley was also mentioned if we change colours halfway through the order, we might have got it shipped a bit earlier too with the grabber blue, or went for one of the newer colours, because they would have then bumped you up the actual list.
Yeah. Which kind of is not fair, really, because like you know, like you're getting a really nice colour in the white with the black roof, and you know, I reckon that'll look good. But yeah, just for someone else to have their car after you're ordering yours, it's a bit unfair.
And I cop it every day.
Well, that was the thing. It was a first come first served basis.
Yeah, well,
Initially, yes.
Yeah.
So when we ordered, we'll give us first come first served. So we're like the way your order is in the system is the way your car gets built.
yeah.
But halfway through that, when they switched the colours to the 2017 model year, they scrapped that system. So they opened up their book to the dealers as well. So dealers were able to put their allocation as well. So basically, dealers' cars have been coming in
First
as well too.
And then they charge a bit more for them.
More from
Yeah.
So that's why we've been waiting so long too.
So so hopefully we'll get it. We'll take our new plates across to the dealer and they'll fit it off, and that's something I'm going to talk to you about, where we're going to actually place the plates, and you know, whether we put it in the middle or on the side, or what sort of adapters we put on it. So
that'll be
all the good stuff. So if we get it,
if you get it, let's hope the ship actually comes here. It doesn't dart off or get attacked by pirates.
Yes.
They'll have plenty of Mustangs, and it does happen actually more than people realise. Not getting cars, but pirates. So when the car comes, I'll have to get you guys back in, and we'll have to talk about your first few weeks as ownership. And,
definitely. I've spoken to a few owners who've bought their cars, and some of them are pretty disappointed with them.
Really?
Yeah, they believe the plastics are pretty cheap and pretty average.
Okay.
They believe it rattles and squeaks inside. They're happy with the motor and the way it drives, but there's other disappointments with the car.
Yeah.
Even to a point, look, if you build a convertible, build one that opens and closes electrically by itself, rather than having a manual locking device on the middle of the screen.
I mean, if Mazda can do it,
come on, Ford.
Come on, Ford. I mean, Mustang's your flagship car, and you should get your stuff together. But look, it's an exciting time because like it is a cool car, and it's when you see one go past, you're like, oh, it's a Mustang. And even people that aren't into cars, like for example, my partner, she's like to me, she's like, oh, it's a Mustang. Like she knows what a Mustang is. So she actually wants one now, believe it or not.
Oh, there you go.
I'm like, if you don't want one with a black roof, I'll be happy to take it off your heads.
Well, we're thinking of a grab a blue one, 2018.
it might come a bit earlier. No, I saw. I reckon it's the nicest colour in them. I've seen one in magnetic, that dark like gunmetal grey kind of colour.
One of the most popular colours.
It is.
It's popular colour, yeah.
And one of our guests on the show, Sam, he's ordered one. He's ordered a GT in magnetic with the black wheels and a manual.
Okay.
And he can't wait. And his one's been pushed back. So I think he's probably on the same ship as you guys. Could be. Because he ordered it around the same time as well. So he's like super keen for it. But I'll get you guys. I'll probably get all you three of you in, and then you can discuss the pros and cons about
I
Mustang.
think that'd be great.
Yeah.
Definitely. I think we're going to form our the new Mustang Owners Club or something like that in the northern suburbs or northwestern suburbs.
Northwest Mustangs.
Yes.
That's us here. That's us here on 98.9 Northwest FM.
Especially tonight.
Look, from all accounts, especially from what I've read in the magazines and like and like Drive.com and all that stuff, and car advice, all that. I don't want to give them a plug or anything, but they've said the way the car drives. You've driven one anyway. You've driven one in the States, and you reckon they drive really nice.
They do drive nice. Yes, it handles well, drives well. Hopefully, we'll get the option of the various steering options where you can adjust the steering to sport or comfort, and so on, or track mode.
We get a track mode in them, don't we? Here? Or?
Yeah, I think we do. We just don't get the line lock.
Line lock, yeah.
No line lock. Oh, no.
Yeah, that's it's another one of our Hoon laws. I think that they tried to get rid of the drift mode in the RS as well.
Yeah. Okay.
But that's still stuck through, which is pretty good. It's a big kind of like middle finger to everyone else.
And we don't get the sequential running lights.
Yeah. I think that was because our ADR rules are slightly a bit different.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is what I heard of why we don't get the lights, but you can put them in anyway. Tons of people. I've seen one with them.
It's a bit scary the way they do it. They tear the headlight apart and pull out all the electronics and put in the new electronics.
Yeah. So,
but yeah, you can do it.
You can do it. We're not promoting it, but you can do it.
You can do it.
But yeah, it's interesting because you guys have been so hyped for this car, considering you've had your old Mustang.
Yeah, for a while now.
For a while, and it'll be a very nice photo shoot having one of each. But two, it'll be good to see in terms of evolution how far the car's come, and being such like Mustang aficionados as they say, it'll be good to see you guys once you have the car and
definitely. Yeah. Especially once you start driving and getting the feel for it every day to day. We only had it for a couple of days when we were in the States, and I just took it for a thing up through the hills and pretty much handed it back. Yeah, that was it.
There you go. Speaking of the Mustang at the moment, the 2018, as we were talking about before the show, will be the 2019 for us here. What do you guys take on it? I reckon it looks great. People don't reckon it looks good. I didn't like it at the start, but it's grown on me, and now I kind of actually like it. I reckon it looks more aggressive.
Yeah, it probably looks better in the flesh than the photos do. Yeah. It does look a bit Jaguarish.
Yeah, it does. It's just a little bit.
Just a little bit with the headlight the way it is.
And the nose slope down.
But Ford might actually give us the features that we've been asking for or should have.
Yeah, hopefully.
So hopefully.
And hopefully
the dealers can't tell you that now because they haven't got any information as yet.
As common practice with dealerships. We don't know yet, but a friend of mine, his best mate bought an LSA GTS.
Okay.
And he was promised, this is the last HSV. They're not going to make they're not going to make anything more. He's absolutely spewing now because they released the GDSR and the W1 and stuff, and he's gullible. Well, not gullible. He's ropeable.
Yeah, I can imagine. Especially if you thought it was one of the last cars that they're going to build.
Yeah. So he's not impressed. And then when he found out they were all sold out, you can imagine how he would react. But having said that, that is a pretty impressive car. I don't know if you guys have seen much about it.
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah, for 170,000.
It's a lot of money for a Commodore, but it's a lot of car. I mean, this thing lapped like I think it was Winton 3 seconds faster than the CCC3S, which is, and then being a manual as well, it's pretty impressive, considering it's a bigger car. And
in saying that, but if you threw that sort of money at a Mustang, you could probably get it going just as fast, couldn't you?
Just as fast, if not faster. I mean, 170 grand is a lot of coin. And
it is.
It's like all the comments on Facebook were just like, who the hell would spend 170 grand on a Commodore? 300 people did.
I think, I think the Maloo would be better value, and it will actually hold its value pretty well too, and it'll be a great collector's car. And I believe they're only building about 700 of them.
Yeah, there's not many of the Maloo. So the Maloo, I'd love a Maloo. I reckon Maloo's
likewise. I think we all like Maloos, even though we're Ford men.
I reckon a Maloo is just porn. Like it's straight. It's killer. Like it's stupid how good they look.
I've been eyeing the one off of Kevin Dennis, by the way, too. Now, if the guy went down to $69,000, if you hear it, I'll be buying it. I'm not paying $73 for it.
No, $69,990 or $69. What is $69? There you go. You heard him. Was it Kevin Dennis?
Kevin Dennis.
You heard it. You heard the man. There's a sale right here. No, they are great. A guy I worked super cheap bought one, and but he bought the one the VF Series 1, so he didn't get the supercharged one.
Yeah.
And it's still sick. Like it's a nice car, and they sound good, and it goes good. But yeah, he kind of gives his one a hard time, but it's
should hold its value.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Maloo's actually hold their value quite well in comparison to like what I've seen the clubbies and stuff of their vintage go for. Maloo's are that little bit more.
Oh, it's good stuff.
So yeah, and plus I mean, just who the hell needs that power? It's the best. I guess that's the point of a Maloo just being stupidly.
That's
Yeah.
two-door sports car.
It is.
The only Australian real two-door sports car.
Yeah. Left, yeah. After the Monaro finished.
No, that's right.
Having said that, though, I wouldn't mind a good CV8Z.
8Z.
Yeah. Yeah, see, we think alike.
Oh, gee.
They're a nice-looking car.
They are.
And they actually drove really nice. And
I always bought one.
Yeah, I missed out on the auction. I was at Manham's, and there was one for sale. I went for how much did you go for? 13 or 15?
No, it's more than that. It's,
You're kidding, that's cheap.
It was fairly cheap. It
Was
was.
it an auto or a manual one?
I think it's auto.
Yeah.
That doesn't matter, it's still a CV8Z, yeah.
And I said, nah, you'll be able to get it any time at that price. Well,
No.
should have
Yeah.
bought it.
Well, according to like some people in like unique cars and stuff, they reckon the CV8Z especially because it's it was like the end of the Monaros, so per se. Came with everything. It was like the most polished one, and they reckon it's the one to go for, and they reckon they're going to hold their value quite well, which they are. They're still in about the 20s, mid to high 20s. So
It's good.
it's good value for what's now like a 10-year-old car, really.
Exactly. No.
But I was always a big fan of those, especially in that burnt orange color.
I wasn't a fan.
You weren't a fan?
No, not a fan. No, just again maybe a bright yellow or bright blue, yeah, but not the burnt orange.
See,
Because the Ford XR 650th anniversary came out in that,
yeah.
and I had to wait an extra 3 months for my white one. Because
It must be having a white car.
it must be a white car.
This is car racism going on. So you had to wait because I remember the
You
time.
remember that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Queensland floods happened.
That's right.
And they all got like wiped out.
Pretty
like,
much.
all the 50th anniversaries. So
A lot of them. So mine's rare if you want to buy it.
contact us on 044777989.
No.
No, it's a nice car, your 50th anniversary, and it'll be worth some money in the future. It's bound to appreciate, especially with being low Ks and
Definitely.
and in great nick and enthusiast owners as well. So
No, it should be good.
you planning on bringing that back on the road anytime soon, or
I tried to once, but the diff bushes were cracked, and I didn't know whether
Falcon
I should
problems,
go
kind of thing.
nylophone or the rubber ones,
Yep.
and you sort of talked me out of it, so I didn't know which way to go.
go for the Super Pro ones?
The Super Pro ones?
Yeah, they come with I'm pretty sure like a lifetime warranty on them as well.
Okay,
I
but drumming, noise?
You know what? Not really. I'll let you drive the Typhoon, and I got them changed on Typhoon because I had the genuine one put in, and they flogged out within 10,000 Ks.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they were just, especially in a turbo and being a manual as well. They're rubbish. People from like the Ford mechanics and stuff, from what I've heard on forums, said they were changing pretty much every service without people. So, but I've had the Super Pro ones in for about 5K now, and they've been really good.
Okay.
It's a little bit more stiff, but for the car feels a lot better for it. So, yours being the auto, it'll be good.
Yeah, well, I plan to put it back on the road, I think. At least I can drive it a bit more frequently, and rather than just sneakily driving it around the block when I probably shouldn't have.
And hitting boosts when you shouldn't be.
And I shouldn't be, that's right.
Look, we're going to go to a break. We're going to go to a song by Duke Dumont, Need You 100%, featuring Amy. It's an older song, but I was listening to it the other day, and I thought I'd play it on the show. So this is Duke Dumont with Need You 100%. Back on 98.9 Northwest FM, this is CarTorque with Matty J. Still in the studio with Rob and Harley. The father and son dynamic duo.
You're right, yeah.
Yeah, right. Just trying to give more hype to the show, but it's got my one listener. Hi, Mum. Two, yeah. So we were talking about before. If you could buy a car that could daily track and just the exotic to just to go down Chapel Street, do some chap laps, and rev. What would your car be? Now during the before the start of the show, I asked you this question, and you're like, well, there's one car that can do it all, and you said
the AMG GT.
Yeah, it definitely can. You can fit your golf clubs in the back. You can do anything.
Track every day, track day, you name it, you can pretty much do it. But really, you want a smallish sort of car that's economical, but you still want to have fun.
Yep.
I heard you guys talking about you want a small car and drive it fast, or do you want a fast car and drive it slow?
Yeah.
Same thing. I'd love to have something small but fast at the same time and just hammer it every day.
Yeah.
So that'd be fun. So maybe, I don't know, a Rexy would do. Something like that. There's a new Yaris with 150 kilowatts.
They're not bringing it here.
What?
We're getting stooged again. It was big news for like 2 days, and then in typical Australian fashion, nah, they said no dice. So
I have to beat a Rex. So,
yeah.
And then I bought my first wagon many years ago, and when I sold it, I was sort of lost not having a wagon as a car to get around and do things. It's just so handy. You can throw your furniture in there, go away on the weekends. Yeah. You can just do so many different things with a wagon. So that's why people buy SUVs of some sort. But again, a nice SUV would be, again, maybe an AMG GLE or something like that.
That'd be a nice car.
Yeah, but, look... Harley stirs me when I say those Hyundais look pretty good.
What the Veloster ones?
No, they're more of a SUV type.
The Santa Fe's and stuff.
Santa Fe's.
They're nice. I like them.
I get stirred all the time. I get stirred.
Come on, man. No, I like them. Hyundai's come a long way, and they offer like a good warranties. And they backed it, and the cars are great now. Like
I think they're getting a bit cocky with their prices, though.
They are. They're on the up.
They're on the up. You can buy a Mazda cheaper than a Hyundai.
Yeah. That's the issue. What's happening now? You can buy a Mazda 3, I think, cheaper than a i30.
Even a Mazda CX-9.
No.
It's cheaper than the top of the range Hyundai.
You're kidding.
Yeah, no, I'm not kidding.
There you go. Tables have turned, and it's going...
Mazda will do a better deal, yeah.
Yeah. There you go. It's going Korea's way. My uncle just bought a brand new i30, and he got a power pack on, but it's a great car,
Yeah.
And I'm like to him, when you buy a Mazda 3, he's like, Mazda wouldn't budge on price, and then he's like, Hyundai just dropped. Like as soon as he said, I'm going to Mazda, they said, we'll drop it.
Yeah. And going back onto the three different types of cars, probably a Skyline GTR or a GT3 Porsche,
yeah, GT3 RS.
Yeah, RS, that'd be nice.
That'd be a nice car.
But hey, we can all dream.
It's just get out your checkbook, mate. What are you talking about?
Checkbook, yeah, right. Yeah.
What about you, Harley?
The daily, I reckon I'd get a nice Range Rover Sport.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that'd be a nice daily. Probably like the car I'd like have on the weekend. Probably a nice Lamborghini Hurricane.
Oh yeah,
that's just the.
Just the weekend, though. Yeah.
Nice weekend, good power, and yeah. Third car.
Four-wheel drive, off-road. Oh, you got the
He's got the Range Rover.
Does everything, really. You get the SVR, perfect.
Oh, that's it.
SVR. Not the base.
Not the base. No.
You get the SVR.
It's Harley we're talking about. He has to get the
SVR.
I got a good family friend. He just bought a brand new Vogue, and it's like a $250,000 car. Yeah, it's $250,000. Like he got everything.
Wow.
And it's beautiful car, stunning. Anyway. Range Rover called him up about like 2 or 3 weeks after the delivery. They're like, "Oh, hi, you interested in doing a full drive day?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "I'm cool." They full give him the rundown on it, and they're like, "Oh, so you're gonna bring your car down?" And he's like, "Hang on a minute. Bring my car down to go off road." He's like, "Mate, this thing's not gonna." I was like, "I just paid a $250,000. It's not going to see a gravel road." What are you talking about? Just seeing full drive. He's like, "You supply the car, I'll come." He's like, "That's."
There's actually statistics in England where the first owners of Range Rovers never take, well, not many of them take them off road.
Yeah.
It's the second and third owners that start taking them off road.
Enjoying what they're made for. Yeah.
Because they lost $150,000.
That could be it. That could be it. You do lose a little bit on a brand new Rangy.
Just a little bit. Like as soon as
I don't know about the electronics yet. No,
they
haven't convinced me yet.
They're still. I think like there's a guy on YouTube. I don't like him. He's a bit of a tool. But I won't say his name. But he bought a Range Rover, a second-hand one, and he bought it with a warranty. And
good stuff, that warranty.
Yeah, we'll get to your warranty in a minute. And he's had like the electric steering fail on him like 4 times.
Wow.
Like these are brand new, genuine parts.
Yeah.
It's just like everything that's gone. I think he spent like. I think the company that he bought the car from has almost spent like close to 20K in just repairs. It's just insane.
Brother-in-law had a similar problem too. Just the electronics just went AWOL on him, and he had to limp pretty much home. And it was in the shop for months and months. And I heard back then that particular model had an issue because it was built on the same platform as the Discos.
Oh yeah.
And apparently the wiring loom was a bit tighter on the actual Sport compared to the Discos, and it actually pinched a wiring somewhere.
And it just
Wasn't it like body on a frame?
Yeah.
And when I put the body down, it clamped and it crushed
And
the
it crushed the
wiring.
wiring. Yeah.
Was that on all of them? Or was that
No, I don't know.
on
It
his
could
one?
be some fitment issues or whether it was
Wow.
unique to his car, but yeah.
Was it a new one? Or like
It was brand new. Bought a brand new V8 diesel.
there you go.
Yeah, back then when they come out with
Yeah,
V8
yeah.
diesels. Yeah.
And it just there you go. Like, I mean, you can buy a lemon. Like it does happen, but sometimes you can buy like a Ranger. It'll be great. You never know.
Buy them brand new, sell them before the warranty goes, and you won't have the problem, will you?
Sell them at 2 years and like 11 months.
11 months, exactly.
And get rid of them.
Or buy them second-hand with a warranty like I did.
Yeah, so your warranty, because you're a bit of an auction head, you guys. You like
We'll buy the odd car here or there.
I'd go here and there. You've bought a great car.
Well, I always wanted a Porsche. And so we bought this, what is it? The Cayenne, a 2003 Cayenne. And my son goes, just put a bid on it. And I put a bid on it, and I thought it was reasonable, and I was the only one who bidded for it. I don't know why, but anyway, I won it. So anyway, I bought it. I bought it for a half-decent price. And I said to my son, I don't know about this car. I just have a feeling about it. I'm going to pay for the warranty on this one. And sure enough,
It's come in handy.
It's come in handy. New left and right-hand front drive shafts, centre drive shafts, new water pump, new AC pump, compressor. And I'm sure the list will go on.
Hey, that's what the warranty's there for.
Yeah, so it's been good. And $800 for 3 years. So thank you. I won't mention the company's name.
Well, look, it's that time of the night where we do the car quiz.
Oh, gee.
Yeah, so it is Rob's already just not happy with it, but Harley took a pick up the slack last time. Remember that? He did. So he looked after.
We'll give it a go.
So this is the famous CarTorque car quiz. Question 1: HSV released the GTSR W1. What is its power output?
475.
Yeah, I'll give you that. 474 to be precise. I'll give you that. I'm not going to kill you for 1 kilowatt. True or false? It's available with automatic option. This is the W1.
I'd say true.
So your final answer?
I don't reckon.
Talk, guys, talk. Teamwork.
No, probably not. No.
It isn't. It's available manual only. So true or false? So you guys work as a team here. It's a collaborative effort. True or false? Volkswagen's VR6 engine has all the cylinders laid out in the one-cylinder bank. So it's a V6. Yep.
In one cylinder bank.
Yep. So instead of being like a proper, like having 2-cylinder banks, it's all 1-cylinder head for the 6 cylinders.
True.
It is true. It's a weird shape. If those who go home look it up, it's weird, but it works. Question 4: the AW11 Toyota MR2. This is back in the 80s. As the early first one had Toyota's famous 4AG engine. 4AGE engine. It was also available with a 4AGZE engine. What did the Z in 4AGZE mean?
I should know. I worked at Toyota at that time.
It's available here as well.
I think Infinix.
We can skip and come back.
Yes, we'll skip it.
Past that one. Question 5. The final XR6 Sprint had the highest torque output of any Australian-made Ford. How much did it have during overboost? Carly, you want to take it? 650 newton meters ahead.
Oh, you took this one.
Torque, yeah.
Okay, all right, okay.
No, in terms of I know the kilowatt output. So without overboost, we'll go with that. What was its kilowatt output without overusing?
Was it 310?
325.
325?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's right. That's not too bad.
Mike.
Close. Question 6.
Let's go.
Subaru's Impreza WRX came out in which model Impreza?
Which model WRX?
So you had a Bug-Eye. The
Yeah.
Bug-Eye was a GD. It came out another one before that.
It did come out before that. What model? I have no idea.
No idea?
Pass. Definitely pass.
Pass.
I won't go back to it. I don't know that.
Question 7. The Ford GT supercar has how many cylinders? The new one. 6. Yeah. 6-cylinder EcoBoost. Question 8. FPV was a joint venture between Ford and who?
What was it? Ford, no, it's not Ford Performance Vehicle.
Yeah, Ford Performance Vehicles was a joint venture between Ford and what company? It's a UK company. They had Tickford as well. So,
Yeah, I was going to say it's Tickford, but I can't remember the name of the company.
It starts with P.
Program.
ProDrive. It is ProDrive. Question 9. The Fiat 124 is based off what car? This is the current 124.
That's the MX-5.
This is MX-5, that's correct. Question 10. The BMW M3 originated from what model of the car, of the 3 Series?
The E30.
It was the E30. So you've got,
There's one that we're supposed to go back to, but I can't remember what the Z stands for.
so the AW11 Toyota MR2 had Toyota's famous 4AGE engine. It was also available with the 4AGZ engine. What did that mean?
It's turbo.
Fire, it was supercharged.
Supercharged.
That's what the Z meant.
Okay.
And the Impreza, any clue with that one?
No,
It's called
those.
the GC8.
The GC8.
Yeah. So let's tally it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 out of 10. That's not bad. That's a good effort.
There you go.
7 out of 10. I think you guys scored what was it, 6 last time, so you guys will go up on the scale there.
Oh, good.
No, which will be good. Look, we're going to go to our last break of the night. We're going to go to a song, but we'll go to there right after this. That was the Hilltop Hoods with Stopping on Stations. The restrung version, actually, was, which is the remix, slightly different to the original. We are pretty much out of time tonight, guys. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
I hope you guys have had an interesting talk about Mustangs, white cars, and black painted roofs.
Definitely, yes.
It's definitely have to get you guys to come in with Sam as well. We'll have like a Mustang special. When,
Awesome. That'd be great.
See the difference.
Good or bad.
Yeah, we will soon find out. We'll do one from like a couple weeks in, and one from like a couple months in. And then once
be
after
totally
a year of ownership, once you were like hating the car or loving the car, we'll see what happens. So stay tuned on 98.9 Northwest
You
FM.
have to watch for the rest of the year.
It's going to be a long
Or
year.
listen.
It's going to be a long year of Mustang talk. Anyway, so give our page a Facebook like. On it's the page is called CarTorque, which is TORQUE with Matty J. Also listen to our podcast, which we got the link on we upload the podcast every week on our Facebook page, and it goes to a shout engine link. So there's tons of other podcasts on there. James with Man vs Movies is on before us is on there. So if you've missed any of the shows, if you want to listen to the father son dynamic duo here, their first show, you can listen to that. That's up on the cyber webs as well. Stay tuned with some more shows on tonight, but also tune in Thursday night to the Thursday Waffle with Fitzy and Dr. Rock. Dr. Rock is back. He's back from his illness, and he's back on his Monday night show as well with For Your Pleasure. He always takes requests, so good listening there. Listen to James' show as well, 6 o'clock on a Tuesday night. Man vs Movies. That's Man vs Movies. Like his Facebook page, and keep it here on 98.9 Northwest FM for all the updates and anything that's going. There's always new shows coming up, and check out and stay on our Facebook page as well, because we're always uploading, latest content. And if you want to come on the show, or if you've got questions and if you want us to answer them, send us a message on there, or send us a text in. Always happy to hear from you. So thanks again for listening. We're going to leave tonight with another track. We're going to go to, who shall we pick now? This is making for great radio. This is a Luna George off their first album. This song's called. This is a remix of "This Is How We Do It," and it's. off their first album called Body. I think it was Body Music. That's it. So it's a good album. But thanks again, guys, for coming in.
Oh, thank you. Thanks again.
So this is until then. Take it easy.